Lucifer Kaiser here, and we're looking at uh, going through a tier list of the great people from Civilization 6. Um, and right now we're going to be looking at the great artists, and you'll be wondering, but aren't sort of all the great artists sort of the same? And you'd be sort of right. Um, but I decided to do a little more digging, so maybe we find something a bit more interesting than, oh yeah, they're all the same, because they're a little bit different, and um, it sort of has some interesting consequences. So let's look at it. So what I've done here is I've got all the names of the artists, when they're from, what era they're from, and then what sort of great works they're going to give you. So you got religious, sculpture, portrait, or landscape. Um, and some of you may know that in Civ 6, when you're putting these great works in a building, you get a theming bonus based on whether or not you have the same uh, great work from different artists. So, for example, if you had three different religious pieces and they're all from different artists, then you get a special theming bonus for that building. And that's pretty helpful. So, with that in mind, we can sort of evaluate the great people based on what they give you. So here I have a total of all the great works that you can basically get in the game. So you have there's 12 religious great works, um, 14 sculptures, 15 portraits, and 19 landscapes. Um, and then I have the count of artists, so the number of times uh, the number of different types of artists for that work. So for religious, there's 6 different ones. For sculptures, we have 5. For portraits, we have 6, and for landscapes, we have 8. Um, so yeah, so that's definitely pretty insightful because um, based on that, we can figure out how many possible theming bonuses could you even get um, based on the great works. So, uh, looking at religious, there's only 6 artists. So really, if you got all the different artists, um, then it's possible for you to get 2 theming bonuses, two separate theming bonuses. Um, and then looking at sculptures, it's really only possible to get one because there's only 5. I think there's only 5 artists here. Do correct me if I'm wrong at all. I have all them listed here. I think I went through them pretty well. These all should add up to 3, each of them. So it should be correct, unless I'm missing any. I'm just trying to scan through. Yeah, they all have 3. Each of them should have 3, so it should be correct. Um, so yeah, you can only have 5 artists that do sculptures. Um, so really, you can only get 1 theming bonus from that. So sculptures aren't that great, I guess. Um, looking at portraits, again, there's 6 different artists. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So at max, you could get 2 theming bonuses because 6 divided by 2. No, 6 divided by 3 gives you 2. And then looking at landscapes, we got 4 here, 4 different artists, and then another 4 here. So in total, 8 different artists doing landscapes. So it's possible you could get 2 again, because again, 8 divided by 3, you could get like 3 art pieces in a place. So it'll give you 2. Now, uh, based on that, you'd say, okay, well, these portrait landscapes and religious seem to be the better ones, and we should ignore sculptures. Sort of, that's sort of true, but also you got to consider the number of total great works. So I think landscape is probably the best thing to go to because it's the most prevalent. So you're more likely to come across um, landscape paintings. So it's a lot easier um, to get these artists um, and also get um, the actual great works. So overall, it seems like you should go for the people who have landscapes. So you can look through here and see which ones are which. But yeah, getting those landscape artists seem to be the best. Um, and then yeah, then portraits seem to be pretty good as well. If instead of landscapes, then you could do landscapes and portraits or something. Um, yeah, and then the thing about religious is also it's very focused on earlier in the game, so Renaissance to industrial. Whereas like I feel like a lot of civilizations sort of really get into gear much later in the game in some modern eras and stuff. So I think that's why also portrait and landscapes tend to be more effective. Um, yeah, so that's my sort of take on the great artist. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to check out some of the other great people, check out some of my other videos. Hope you enjoy. All right, thanks. Bye.